Littlewoods as well, and then we're going to go into the building and have some shots and stuff. So I'm John Moffat, I'm MD of Capital&Centric. I'm Toxteth born and bred. I actually went to school just a stone's throw away from the building. And I got into regen because I saw what happened with Liverpool 1, the massive change to the city that I love, and that was kind of my motivation to get into regeneration, to deliver that same kind of transformational development. So for me, this today is the start of the realisation of a career wish to leave a lasting positive legacy in my home city. So I'm welcoming you to the bunker. So the bunker was the old catalogue and coupon store for the Littlewoods company, so you can see on the image over there what it used to look like. And then on the right now as a BCO, REBA and AJ award winning office, and home to M-Site, who are one of the kind of great tech successors of the city region. So we thought it was the perfect place to start, to make the announcement that work is finally beginning on the main development across the way. And I don't think many people really understand the scale of the legacy that building has for the city. Firstly, in that 3,000 plus women were employed there over many years, one of them being my wife's grandmother. So every time I see my father-in-law, which is very regularly, I get asked for an update on the building. So today will be a great day to be able to end that cycle. They were all paid a living wage and they were looked after properly. And then during the war, it was the second biggest global manufacturer of parachutes. And it was the headquarters of MI6's mail checking service, so every piece of ingoing and outgoing international mail was read by 1,300 men and women on the top floor of the building. So scratching up the surface in terms of the legacy. But then after that, when it went back to being the headquarters of the Pools and was home to the biggest private company in Europe in the 1980s, but also the legacy that the Moores brothers left for the city in terms of all the cultural work that they did, the philanthropy. So the building is an icon, but it's also incredibly important to the city. And so for us, it's such a fitting redevelopment of the building that actually it's going to bring back 4,000 jobs, it's going to create 200 million a year to the economy. And what we're doing is we're building on the work that Steve and particularly Lynn at the Film Office has done over the 2 decades that building has been empty and not adding to the economy. Lynn's been working, making Liverpool the second most filmed city outside of London. And so we're building on that legacy and turning it into a film and TV campus. So great excitement and very pleased to be able to welcome Steve, the Mayor of the City Region. So if you want to say anything, Steve. Yeah.
Well, just to build on what you said, because you started off by saying it's great to be here when something's actually happening, and look, I get why people are slightly sceptical about whether that thing will ever actually be fully redeveloped, but it will be. And so we need to be much more positive about what's going to happen now, because it will happen. You'll start to see it. This is the first phase. But what does it mean to the city region? What does it mean to those ambitions to become the leaders in film and television in the whole of the country, or certainly to be able to compete against other great areas? There's some great stuff happening in London East at the moment, and there's great stuff happening in Leeds, and we know what's already happened in Manchester. But there's a definite niche for us to go for here, and it's not just about that one building. It's about the city as the backdrop for all of those wonderful films that we've seen that it's being filmed for, is what it might be in the future. And we want, I'm really greedy about this. I don't just want people to come here and film and then to tell you the street to bugger off somewhere else. I want the post-production stuff to happen here. I want to see if we can get as much value out of this whole thing as we possibly can. I want to see jobs created here. I want to see film crews come in, but I want to see local people also having the opportunity to get some of those great chances to see what it's like behind the camera as well as in front of them. We've got a very storied history, haven't we, with brilliant people in front of camera. I want some of those people that we'll see that you never really see, but they're in the credits of films. But I want more than them to be from our area. And that's why this link up now is so important, and working with the Film Hospital, working with Liam Robinson, who's the leader of Liverpool City Council now, it's a fresh start for us. And there have been a few false dawns, and so, you know, we'll take that on the chin. The most important thing though is what happens from here in. And I think the great opportunities for us now to see this developed, and then to watch how that becomes so animated with the types of things that will happen here that we've already seen just down the road in the big shed, the depot that we invested in last time. I do genuinely believe that there are really good jobs in the economy. That 200 million is only the start of this, that we'll see the resurgence of Liverpool and the city region, and that we can take this whole thing forward. But it all starts with having a partner that is both trustworthy, ambitious, visionary, and charged with what we both want to do as a city and the city region. So thanks very much for Capital&Centric for all of the stuff that you've had to do to get us to this stage.
Thanks, Steve. That's much appreciated. Right. Okay. Shall we head in front? I'm conscious of everyone's time. Shall we head?